What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new episode for everybody tonight. Episode 93. Getting close to that 100 mark. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Hasn't been too hot, man. I haven't had to really put on the AC much lately, but I feel like I can, but just hasn't been that hot. So I'm hoping it kind of stays like this, even though I know we got July coming up around the corner. So
nice and comfortable so far.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get too hot in July.
It will. It will eventually. It always does.
I might have to get a bigger AC, man. I don't know. So I like it cold. So you go to the hotel. The first thing I do is hit the that AC on.
I'm the same way.
Get into it, man. Not too much in the NFL going on. I mean, the Deshaun Watson cases heated up last week. This week they cooled down. 20 of the 24 cases settled. I'm interested to see what happens with these last four, man.
Yeah, my guess is they'll probably end up settling too. I don't think that has any effect on the NFL. I think the NFL's already, they got their inside. They know it. I think they know what they're going to do. So I don't think any of these cases will change that. But I just want to see kind of where it lands and what happens. And I think, obviously Baker is not showing up to OTAs, and I would expect that they'd like to hold on to him until they know what's going on with Watson. But I think they should probably look to get him on the move here shortly as well.
Yeah, I mean, now that these cases are settling, I wonder how much if it's going to affect him getting a suspension at all.
He'll get something. I mean, just having this many charges against him. And I know they've settled and nothing criminally has come up, but there's still that what do they call it? The I forget the name of that. The term that they use. Basically,
guilty.
It's just like the behavioral thing in the NFL. It's like, hey, we know you didn't get charged criminally, but clearly something was going on.
So I wonder how much these cases settling for. I'm hearing around $100,000 each for each of the people. So the ones that are settled, that's what I'm hearing. But I wonder how much these last four are going to settle for if they're trying to get more money. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to get more money or what, but yeah, they're holding out for something. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, that's the main thing is that there's no criminal charges. So, I mean, you can't really, I mean, obviously, if what he did was true, you obviously don't condone that. But yeah, I wish there was more facts out about what was going on. Despite what we heard, it does sound bad. For it to be no criminal charges seems kind of suspect. So
yeah, no, for sure. The policy it's the personal conduct policy.
Oh, okay.
And the league is looking to hopefully suspend him for at least a year, but it's going to be hard.
Oh yeah, because players will appeal that, and then they'll go to court with the NFL, just like Tom Brady did before. So It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yep.
Because I'm hearing that looks like Carolina might get your boy Baker, man.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad fit for him, to be honest. He's got some weapons there already that he can go on, and he's got just a fresh start. Sometimes that's what these guys need.
Yep, got a run game with a good defense. The only thing that was holding him back was the quarterback. So.
Yep.
Interesting to see if he can live up to the potential, and then interesting to see if he tanks out and does terrible. Because then now he's going to get the bust tag attached to his name if he doesn't do well. Even though he hasn't had the greatest season in Cleveland, but years in Cleveland, but people are expecting a lot from him, being our first pick in the draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then your boy Gronk, man, finally hanging it up. Says he's not coming back. I don't know if I believe it yet, man. I think he might come back like mid-season or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. He just doesn't want to go to OTAs and training camp. He wants to see how things are rolling, and then potentially jump in there halfway through the season.
Yeah, then leave them. Whoever's going into the playoffs. If they're going into the playoffs, he hops in. If he doesn't, if they don't, then he just sits out.
Exactly.
I mean, he's got enough rings. I mean, well, you can never have enough rings, but there's not really any incentive for him to come back outside of money. But I feel like he can get what NFL teams would be paying him if he went to like some kind of broadcasting or something else, just because he has the personality and people like watching him.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He brings kind of like a fun aspect to the game. He even seemed to get Tom Brady to loosen up a little bit. But like you said, he's taken a beating. He's got the rings. He's got the Hall of Fame locked up. I mean, what else? What else does this guy need to do?
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably go down as arguably one of the best tight ends. So
absolutely.
I mean, that's the only thing. If he goes, he might want to come back just to pad his stats. But I mean, pretty much he's pretty much locked in at that top tight end position. Outside of like Tony Gonzalez, some guys like Shannon Sharp and Antonio Gates. I'm trying to think who else was up there.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, said him from like the older school. I mean, obviously, these new guys would obviously get in, like
Kelsey,
and I don't know if Kittle will get in, but
he's still young.
I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't know if he has the stats to get in though, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will.
Then on to the NBA. I know you're hurting, man. The Warriors finished off the Celtics. I mean, how are you feeling, man, after the series?
Kind of a mixed feelings. I think they took a big step this year. I think they showed that they can get to that, the apex. Now they just got to figure out how they can finish it off. So it was good to get there. I thought they, after game 3, I thought they had a good opportunity, even halfway, 3/4 of the way through game 4, looking at a potential 3-1 lead, and just never recovered from that fourth quarter. I don't think. Kind of played like junk at Golden State, and then came back and after getting off to a really hot start in game 6, they just lost it, and they definitely were the mentally weaker team. Tatum's 24, Brown's 25, Smart's 28. So they got a young team and a lot of promise, and I think they have an ownership and coaching staff that will do whatever they can to push them over the edge. So that's the promising part. Again, just the immediate, I guess, pain is that they had the chance and they couldn't pull through.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the learning lessons. Young team, first time there. I don't think they ever had anybody that was in the NBA Finals on the team outside of your head coach, but definitely something to learn from. I mean, I felt like you guys were super hot in the playoffs and you kind of cooled off in the finals. Tatum struggled a little bit. They were giving them some different looks. I honestly think you still need a point guard. I would love to see you guys get a point guard, and then not necessarily a scoring point guard, but somebody that can keep the ball out of Tatum and Brown's hands sometimes to initiate some offense, give Tatum and Brown some easier ways to score, and then work on that bench and some more scoring. I wouldn't mind seeing Marcus Smart go to the bench, coming off the bench, as your sixth man. Mm-hmm. And then I wouldn't mind. I know you mentioned trying to get Bradley Beal, but I still think you need a point guard, man, to set these guys up to give them some easy. And then I feel like if you guys can leave Robert Williams at the 5 and then kind of go like a smaller lineup, put Tatum at the 4. And then, get whoever, let's say you get another small forward scorer and then the point guard. But the main thing is definitely getting you guys some playmakers off the bench or another playmaker. That's the main thing for you guys. And then just work on that bench. And then I think you need a point guard, man. I don't want to say obviously like a Chris Paul, but somebody like a Rondo that can, they don't really have to score too much, but, they can take some of the ball handling duties off of Tatum and Brown, so they can maybe run some pick and rolls, initiate some offense with these guys, help them get some easier buckets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't think it's top of the list getting a point guard. I think Smart can handle it. You obviously saw that it can be a detriment at times. I think that he forces things when they start to panic a little bit. But I think that having a point guard there to kind of calm everyone down is a good thing. But that I think you can get someone on the bench side that can do it. They definitely do need to improve their bench. It was awful, and in the finals especially, it was decent. I think throughout the year they were able to get Brown and Tatum some rest, and it just didn't happen especially in the finals.
Yeah, because you kind of see it when Tatum and Brown both scoring 20 some points, and then you guys are still down by like 10, 15. If somebody came off the bench and gave you some consistent scoring, would have made a bigger difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then on the other side, we had Golden State, wrapping up their fourth ring in 8 years, pretty much looking like a dynasty right now. I'm very interested to see where they go from here, as far as if they're able to re-sign some of those role players, and then if they're able to get better on the youth standpoint. I mean, they got some young talent in Moody and Kuminga, as well as Wiseman. So those guys, you can probably see a lot more of those guys come next year and the following years, based off the development. But I'm looking forward to see who else they look to draft, because I feel like these guys like Steph and Clay, they're kind of selfless. They're just about winning. I mean, at this point, they really don't care how to put this. Like, they don't care if they don't necessarily need the ball all the time, because they just want to win. And you got your boy Draymond. I mean, he doesn't really need to score, just play defense. So it's not hard to really lose defense rather than scoring as you get older. But it's going to be interesting to see, especially these other teams that are looking to retool up in the West, to see how they fare against some of these teams.
Yeah, no, I think how the Warriors kind of play this out will be interesting. And you're right. I think that Steph and Clay have, they've done everything they need to do now. It's how many championships can they stack up?
Oh yeah, because if they get another one, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get 5 or 6. Even if they get stuck at 5, I mean, Steph will be tied with Magic, and then it's going to be over for your boy LeBron. I mean, as much as people like LeBron, it's going to be a Steph. It's going to be a Steph world, man. Especially if he gets to 5 or 6, man. It's going to be they're going to be going crazy. You're talking about him compared to Jordan, which I don't think he's better than Jordan, but I think he's his own. He's his own monster himself. But for him to get to 5 or 6 in his mid-30s, he'll be 35 next year. That would be a great look, because I mean, shooters are able to play longer because they're less contact, and for him, he's shooting half court. So I mean, he's not getting touched too much.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's allowed him to kind of extend his career, is that changing the way that he's shooting the ball. I mean, early in his career, he was trying to get to the hoop and do all that, and it took a number on his already beat up ankles. And I think since then he's kind of just hung back a bit and just bombed away at a high clip.
And then especially if these younger players get better, I mean, we're definitely gonna see his minutes go down. But I mean, the fact that he can come in and score so quickly is going to be great for him, because if he's got other people carrying the team, and then he can come in and give you a quick 20, whether he's coming off the bench or not, or starting, or sitting the third quarter, or sitting, the way they know how to utilize him as far as getting him rest throughout the game. So it's going to be great to see.
Yeah, it will be.
Hopefully, my Knicks learn from this, but it's going to be a while, man.
Yeah.
And then we got the NBA draft coming up this Thursday. And let's get right to it. I mean, we got the Sports Sidebar podcast, NBA Mock Draft 2.0. So with the first pick, we got the Orlando Magic, looking to rebuild their franchise. I think the Magic going to go Jabari Smith here. 6'10" forward. One of the top freshmen in college basketball last year. Averaged about 17 a game, 8 rebounds, shot about 42% from 3. He did disappear at times, but I hope he can continue that and play some defense. That's going to be the main thing. The player's ability to play defense is going to be able to allow them to stay on the court longer, especially in your younger years. Because if you're willing to guard and you can guard people, there wouldn't be any reason to take you out, especially if you can score and you're talented. So
For sure. All right, at number 2, Oklahoma City is going to take Paolo Banchero from Duke.
okay.
Yeah, I think you could probably go either Banchero or Holmgren, but I feel like Banchero's kind of a little more polished. I think they have a lot of younger guys on their team already, a lot of raw-ish talent. So getting a guy that's more filled out, he's 6'10", 250 already. He moves well for that size. He can shoot. He can get down low. I think that, like you said, I think he could probably get a little bit better defensively, but we'll see how he looks against NBA talent.
Oh yeah, that's probably definitely. I like these two guys over Holmgren, but I mean, on my third pick, we got the Houston Rockets. I think they're gonna go Chet Holmgren here. Kind of look like I want to say like a Yao Ming, but it gives them a bigger inside presence, being that they just traded away Woods to Dallas. So, I mean, it'll give them kind of like the Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming combo when they had T-Mac and Yao. They got Green and they got Holmgren. I think he definitely needs to up a little bit on the skinnier side, 7 feet under 200 pounds, which is frightening. But, if he's strong, I mean, the same thing with Durant. If he's strong, I mean, it wouldn't matter. But, I mean, he's putting up 15 and 10, almost 2 blocks a game. So, probably even more in some games. But, can shoot it from the outside, shot over 30% from 3. So, it's going to be interesting to see especially how he pans out and develops.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. Obviously the NBA, the basketball IQ is there. So, it's just, what does he actually turn into?
Oh, yeah.
All right, number 4, Sacramento going Jaden Ivey.
Come on, Knicks.
I know you're hoping, the Knicks trade up into the spot to get him, but he's kind of that combo point guard, shooting guard out of Purdue. Had a really good season this past year. Stats are up across the board: 3-point shooting, field goal shooting. Didn't have a lot of assists, but I think he did a lot of scoring this year. He's kind of like that, I don't know, Donovan Mitchell type player. 6'4", 200 pounds, so he's solid. And yeah, he should be good in the open court. I think that again, defense is always a question here, but I think this is a solid pick at number 4, even though, the Kings traded away Halliburton in the later part of last year.
Oh, yeah. But this thing kind of confuses me with this team.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much drafting the same position every year and then trading the same position. So, but for me, this makes me wonder if they're going to move off of Buddy Hield. And then if they're going to do anything with Fox, because, I mean, they got some young, talented wing guards in the back and off the bench that they've been drafting the past few years that are kind of sitting and waiting. So wonder if we're going to get to see them or if they move off these guys. So we're going to have to wait and see what direction they're going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then with the 5th pick, we got your Detroit Pistons. Kind of torn here between these two guards. Pretty much around the same body frame as well, both 6'6". But I mean, one played, one didn't. So the one that played, I mean, he's got tape. So I'm gonna go with Benedict Mathurin from Arizona. So 6'6" guard, average about 18 a game, 5 rebounds. I mean, that'll give Detroit some scoring in that 2 position. They just got a point guard last year with the first pick. They had power forward, so I feel like they need some scoring to go along with that. With that young squad they have. But I mean, they also have the French point guard too. But maybe they move Benedict to the 3. So I know I'll wait and see, because I mean, he did put up about 6 rebounds a game and could score. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Detroit does at number 5 as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think I know the other guy you're stuck with, but we'll wait on that one. But yeah, I think Benedict is a solid pick at Arizona. Had a really good year on one of the best teams in the country. He can come right in and help that Pistons team, who's really loaded up in the past couple off seasons with free agents and draft picks, and they were a scrappy team last year. So we'll see what kind of jump that they can make.
Oh yeah.
All right, at 6, Indiana is going Keegan Murray. Is that the guy you were looking for, Rich?
No, not that one.
He's someone who didn't play. Never mind. Keegan Murray out of Iowa.
But I do like him though.
Yeah, 6'8", 230, big boy. Really shot the rock well, except for the one game I needed him to shoot well.
Yeah, busted on my bracket.
Other than that, he had a huge jump this year. He went up, scored almost 24 points a game, shot 40% from three, and 55% from the field overall. So he could be like maybe if he can figure out how to get his own shot a little better, he could turn into like one of those Jason Tatum type players.
Mm-hmm.
The way he can shoot the ball and his size can get to the hoop. I think he's more focused on getting to the hoop, but I think that when you get to the NBA, it's a little bit different than the Big Ten. So
yeah,
I think that if he can fill out a little bit, get a little muscle, he could be an effective scorer in the NBA.
Oh yeah, he's one of those people I'm looking forward to seeing, especially in the summer league, to see how it translates. I mean, he puts up points, he rebounds, big for his size, almost 9 rebounds a game at 6'8".
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, because he's a little undersized for the 4, but I mean, see how if he's able to guard threes, how much he's able to move around and defend some of these faster NBA players and match up against the stronger ones. So. We got Portland at 7. A coin flip for me. I think Portland goes Sheldon Sharp here. This is the shooting guard from Kentucky, the one that didn't play. He's been climbing up the rankings on the draft boards. I mean, they said this kid has a lot of game, a lot of potential. But that's the thing, we really didn't get to see him play much. But, they say he can put the ball on the floor, he can score. So, I mean, maybe this is kind of their replacement from, since trading to CJ. So, but that's the thing. I don't know if Dame's going to be there the whole season either, man. So, I mean, they got a lot going on, man. I'm not sure which direction they're going.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're just they seem like they're just all over the place. So, yeah, I mean, I think probably a good pick for them, but I don't know what that team's going to look like in 6 months.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing. They could be in the full rebuild after this pick as well. So they got a lot going on.
Oh, for sure. All right. Well, number 8 to New Orleans. We're gonna go Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin.
Okay.
This is a guy that can light it up. I think he averaged 20 points a game. For a Wisconsin team that doesn't really score a lot of points. Shot well from the line, decent from the field. I think it's just one of those guys. When I did watch Wisconsin, he just felt like one of those guys who, like, when you needed a hoop, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
He can score. He can score off the dribble. He can shoot, post up and score. He can get to the hoop. I think that he can do a lot. And I think that I think he'd be a good mix in there with BI and Zion when Zion signs his big contract to stay in New Orleans, even though you won't like that, Rich.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't even think the Knicks have enough pieces to trade for him. I feel like if the only way is if somehow the Pelicans took a trade of like Mitchell Robertson and Randall for Zion straight up, and maybe like another bench player, the Pelicans have. But I mean, other than that, I really wouldn't want to give up Randall or Reddish or no, maybe they can throw in quickly, but then we still need a point guard, man. So we got a lot of work to do. And the hard thing is that we don't really have we haven't been getting, like, I want to say the greatest lottery pick, so to say. So we've been right there missing out on some good players. And then we haven't been able to really attract any huge free agents like we wanted to. So the only way is to either build through the draft or, kind of get lucky. Hope that one of these kids, players we draft develops real well, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah, I think that's your only shot there.
Then we got the Spurs at 9. I think the Spurs here are going to go your boy Mark Williams from Duke, a big 7'2" kid, 250. Maybe this is their David Robinson coming. Solid defender, probably one of the best big men arguably one of the best big men on the board. He runs rim to rim, so I mean he's athletic. So I mean, no matter who they pick is good.
You know they're going to make the right pick. They usually do.
As long as they don't build another dynasty again.
Yeah, I don't know if they need a big guy. I know Mark Williams is there. I think that they probably got some issues with DeJounte Murray coming up here. He's probably going to want, to get paid or something. They lost Derek White, obviously. So I guess they'd probably go shooting guard, but Mark Williams may be too much for them to pass up. A little bit of Tim Duncan in the back of their head.
Yeah, I mean, and they also got a pick I think they got 2 first-round picks. They got another pick at 20, so.
Yeah.
So maybe they can grab another guard there. So.
Yep. No, they could absolutely do that. All right. Well, at 10, my pick is gone. So we'll let's go with Jeremy. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Sochan, kid from Baylor. 6'9", power forward. I think they just need another bigger body down there in Washington to go along with Beal and the rest of the crew. I don't think they want to, unless they're drafting Beal's backup for when he leaves. I got to assume that Washington thinks he's going to be there. So I think they'll try to pair their lottery pick with Beal here.
Yeah, they gotta build for the future just in case Beal leaves. Kind of in the same position like the Kings, where they're kind of like in the rebuild, not in the rebuild. So like they're kind of on the brink of making the playoffs, and then still being a lottery team. Then they got some players. They got some players that are kind of that they're shopping around. So we don't know if they're really trying to shop them around or that they want to keep them. And then they got some players that want to resign because they don't want to miss out on that money. But we just kind of don't know how the organization feels about the team, where they kind of just want to throw it all away and restart, or if they want to give it a last run with what they got.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to get a feel on what they're doing.
Because I mean, Washington started off hot last year, then cooled the hell off, and didn't make the playoffs. So
right.
Then we got the Knicks at 11. Man. There's a few point guards on the board, but I think it'd be too early to reach for them. Based off the situation with Mitchell Robinson, I think we got to kind of be prepared if he hits the market. So I think we go Jalen Duren from.
Not going a point guard route.
No, I think the point guard is too early to reach. The only point guard is like Ty Washington from Kentucky, but I mean he'll go later, like in the 20s probably, and then. There's a point guard from Gonzaga, and then there was another point guard. But I think he's like a second-round pick. It's not a point guard class. A lot of these guys are like either pretty much small forwards and above. Most of them. There's a few guards in there, but it's a lot of forwards and centers in this draft class.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 12, Oklahoma City. Let's go. Dyson Daniels, international player, played in the G League. Believe he's from Australia. I know these are kind of hit or miss picks. He's got good size. He's 6'7", 6'8", 200 pounds. So he's got some room to build there. Shot it okay. From field goal percentage. 45%, average 11 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4.5 assists. So, I think he can do a little bit of it all. And I just feel like these guys come out a little bit more polished right off the bat. I don't know what his ceiling is. I think that's always the part that is tough with the these types of players. But I think that playing in the G League, I think that give him a little head start.
That's the thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how these G League players pan out. The only one that we really got to see was Green, but I mean he was killing it from the jump. So Charlotte at 13. I'm kind of torn with this pick. I mean they got their point guard, they got a small forward. They kind of need some size. There's not much size on the board, so I think they're going to go with Patrick Baldwin Jr. from Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 6'10", power forward. Put up about 12 and 6 Not the best 3-point shooter, and not really the best rebounder. But I mean, all the bigs are pretty much gone. I mean, the other big would be like Walker Kessler from Auburn, but I think they kind of want to run a little faster. So it's going to be interesting to see with this pick as well. I know I'm hearing your boy Mike D'Antoni's interviewing for the head coaching job too. I don't know how this guy keeps getting in the limelight since your boy Kittle turned the job down.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how he keeps getting interviews. I feel like Michael Jordan should be smarter than that, but backed out. So I think now it's to get someone in there. But yeah, I they're gonna have a lot of holes to fill. They're looking to trade, potentially trade Hayward out, Indiana in return for Turner. So I think they're gonna have a lot of moving pieces this offseason with new coach, potentially new style play. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out with the lottery pick that they have.
There's some other good players out there too, but I kind of think they go with the size. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went like Little or they went Archie or Griffin from Duke. So, but those guys are kind of more small forwards, and that's a position that what's the name Bridges plays. They have somebody else in that spot too, Washington, PJ Washington. So.
Yep.
I don't want to clutter up that position, but they kind of need either like a 2 guard that can score or center. But those positions are pretty much gone by pretty much now.
Yeah. All right, and then our last pick of the evening, Cleveland takes.
Cleveland.
I'm surprised this 14 pick was the number 1 pick. We'll go Jalen Williams from Santa Clara. 6'6", 210, big shooting guard, 2'3", wingman. Played a lot big jumps this year in his junior year. Went from 11.5 points a game to 18 points a game. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Shoots the ball pretty well, up to 40% from 3, 51% from the floor overall, 80% from the line. Just a big kind of big shooting guard type. Almost reminds me of almost like a Jaylen Brown type, where he's kind of got a bigger body, but still has a smooth shot. He's not as athletic, but he does have a big frame, and I think that he could help Cleveland in some secondary scoring.
Oh yeah, definitely gives them scoring at that 2 spot. Kind of what they've been missing. I mean, even though they're kind of running a double point guard system, but he's big enough, to play the 3 if he could, because he can play defense. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if they reached and got your boy's brother, Mobley.
Is he out? Is he out this year?
Yeah, they have him projected to go like in the late first. So.
Oh, okay. Pair him up with his brother again.
Yep. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see, man. Because they got him falling to Miami at 27, and Golden State's right there at 28. So that's gonna be an interesting pick too, to see who drops.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
And then that's our NBA mock draft.
Hell yeah.
And then outside of that, I mean, we got baseball. Nothing too much is going on or changed. Yankees are still hot, on pace to have the best record in MLB, looking at over 100, almost 120 wins if everything plays out. Astros in second, and then and on the NL side, I mean, the Mets are still in first, and Dodgers are right behind them in second.
Bring the most runs. They're just dominating teams on both sides of the ball. One of the best defenses in the league too. So it's been quite the the first third of a season here for them.
Oh yeah. So we're interested to see how this all plays out. The All-Star votes are starting to come in. As long as they can create some more separation. I mean, especially for the Yankees, because right now they're like 12 games up in their division. So if you can get that to like 20, you put yourself in a great position come playoff time. And then in the NHL, we got the Avalanche. We're up 2-1 on the Lightning. Game 4 tomorrow. I was surprised that the Lightning came out. The Lightning had to win. I mean, they came out swinging last game, got up early on the Avalanche. Ended up beating them. What was it, like 6-2?
6-2, yep.
So Lightning is one of the teams that can match what the Avalanche are putting out with that fast offense, up and down play. So I'm looking forward to this. Like we said, man, we're gonna have to see what away team can win first. That's gonna show where the series starts.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's a big game for both teams. If Colorado can come out and win, just about lock up the Stanley Cup, heading back to Colorado for Game 5. If Tampa Bay can even it out, then it's a 3-game series for the Cup.
Mm-hmm. But as two high scoring offenses, great players on both sides, offense and defense. It's gonna be who can get out early in our first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado came out last night and scored the first goal. Probably should have had 2 goals early on, but then Tampa Bay came back and hit hard.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be great to see.
Yep.
And especially looking forward to seeing if the Lightning could three-peat. Hasn't been done in a while. So.
Nope, not at all.
And then on to the PGA. We had the Open. I want to thank you publicly for giving me the pick of Fitz. I thought he was dead in the water at first. I was like, damn it, JD. I knew I should. It's like I knew I should have bet. Who was up at the time? I forget who was up at the time.
Scheffler.
Yeah. On like Sunday, I was like, damn, I knew I should have bet Scheffler.
Zalatoris or Scheffler.
Yeah, I think it was Scheffler. I was like, damn it, man, I knew I should have bet Scheffler. Then the boy came out of nowhere, man. I was like, oh yeah. How are you feeling after it, man?
Good. I think he was due. I mean, the guy puts in a ton of work. I think all these stories starting to come out about him, but he works hard at his game. He's obviously not very big, so he's had to, especially when you get to these longer courses. I mean, he's definitely put some distance on in the past year and a half or so, but he just hit the ball well. He's been hitting the ball well for past couple months or so, and he he's no nonsense. He's all about his game, and he does some funny things, but it doesn't matter to him as long as he's getting it done. Like the cross-handed chipping, I know people think that's weird, but he said it works for me. It helps him keep square through the ball. So, but yeah, I was happy to see him win. Even though he's an Englishman, it's always good to see kind of those guys that maybe aren't the most talented, but really work hard at their game. And you heard it from Rory, you heard it from other guys that there's really no one else in the game that works as hard as he does. He kind of joked after one of the golf writers is one of his really good friends, Dan Rappaport, was like, he asked him if he wanted a beer, and he's like, no, I got to practice tomorrow. Obviously joking, but it was just like that's the way that he is. So yeah, I didn't lose faith in him, Rich. He kind of just hangs back, and what he did on Sunday, he hit 17 of 18 greens and just made the putts he needed to make. I will say though, Will Zalatoris, is his 3rd runner-up in 9 starts in majors. He's got 6 top 10s. The guy is going to win. And once he breaks through, once that kind of waterfall will come, and he's going to win. He's going to win quite a bit. You're seeing it with Scotty Scheffler now. I think once these guys kind of break through and get that winning feeling, that it's going to change.
Oh yeah, definitely. He came up out the woodwork for this win, and I hit that parlay bet on him.
Good. I'm glad you listened to my pre US Open bets.
Yeah, we gotta make that a segment. give out any major events picks.
We got the British Open coming in a couple weeks, so.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna be listening for that. It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right. So for this week, it's did a cold Thai noodle salad. So I like the Thai flavors. And usually do something, with noodles and a peanut sauce. But this one is fairly simple. So what you do is get your water boiling so you can get your rice noodles in there. Get some ground pork, cook that all up. Add the garlic, and then pull your noodles out. Hit them with some cold water. Get them nice and cold. This is kind of what they do in with some of these Thai dishes. Then add some Thai peanut dressing. So you can either make your own or just buy it pre-made. This case I bought it pre-made just in the essence of time. So put the pork, the Thai peanut dressing, cut up some cucumbers, some mint, some basil, crush up some peanuts, and put them all kind of in a bowl. And then, kind of mix it all up together, and then throw a little bit more of that dressing on top. And you got yourself a nice little Thai noodle dish, chilled, not steaming hot.
That's interesting. I don't think I've really ever had like cold noodles, so to say.
Yeah, they're not like cold, but they're definitely not like how you normally get like noodles, and they're like obviously you want them to be hot. This is a little bit different, but it doesn't. I don't know if it adds to the flavor, but it's really good. Came out really good. You can sprinkle a little bit of red pepper flakes on top too.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Red pepper flakes is the way to go. Oh, that definitely sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Might have to pop out for dinner one day.
It's quick. Only takes like 20-30 minutes and you're done.
Those are some of the best meals, the ones that are good, quick to make but also great. Yeah,
and I think typically we'll do tacos, and tacos are quick and easy, and it's always like, oh, that was fast. You don't have to start prepping stuff at an hour before, and it's sometimes nice to just have that quick meal.
Oh yeah, especially when it hits the spot.
Yeah.
And then what did you guys drink that down with?
All right, so I got the new Jameson ginger and lime cans. I don't know if you've seen these come out, but basically it's supposed to be like a Jameson and ginger in a can with a little bit of lime juice. You know how a lot of these places are now coming out with the pre-mixed drinks in cans.
Yeah.
Jack Daniel's is doing it, and so Jameson had their version, and it's actually really good. I mean,
oh really?
It's definitely I think it's only it's like 6% or something, 6.5%.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's like $13 for a 4-pack, so it's not terrible. And you don't have to, buy the ginger ale and the Jameson. You just get the cans and you're good to go. I do it over some ice, so even if I chill it, I'll still put some ice in a cup and pour it over. I actually added a little bit of extra lime in there. And it's not the same as getting, a Jameson ginger ale from, that you would make yourself or at a bar or whatever. But I think for as far as mixed drinks goes, I think that this one, they did a really good job. It's not too sugary. It has that same flavor profile. I thought it was just really well done. So I'd give that, I'd probably give it like an 8.2. Definitely a good summer drink, Rich. Have it at the barbecue, have it out, while you're grilling some food or something.
Pull out the cooler.
Yeah.
And then that's these Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week, not too much for the BRRs. I'm checking out some new shows. We still got The Boys. Episode 5 came out last week. The show's just great. I'm kind of upset that I can't just watch it straight through. I got to wait another week to catch up. Hopefully you guys get back on it after you finish the other show you guys switched over to.
Yep. We're that's definitely on the list that we're going after.
Yep. And then checked out First Kill on Netflix. It's a show about vampires. It's okay, a little cheesy little show. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Vampire Diaries, stuff like that, along those lines. It does have some bad actors in it, but some of them do die, so makes the show a little better. But overall, you kind of tell it wasn't really like a high budget show. It's probably one of those shows somebody funded themselves. They got a few actors, paid them, and then they sold it to Netflix. So hopefully, Netflix can pump some money into it and get some more, talent on the team. But overall, not a bad show. If you like vampire shows, just think of I want to say like Twilight, along those lines. But there's action in it because it's Vampire Hunter and stuff like that. So you get a little karate here and there. Overall, not a bad show. I'm still checking it out. I'm on like episode 4 or 5. I'll give you the review once I finish wrapping it up.
Nice.
And then checked out Hustle on Netflix. Not a bad movie, man. Probably give it like a 7.27 out of 10. Adam Sandler movie. Basically, he's a basketball coach or basketball scout trying to be a basketball coach, and then he's trying to get a player. He's trying to get a coaching job, but he can't get the coaching job because they need him as a scout. But so he kind of makes a deal. If he can find a great player for the team, then they'll hire him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of goes through the story of him trying to he finds a player out of nowhere and gets him into the NBA. So you kind of see the whole draft process as well. Kind of what NBA prospects go through as far as the training. You get to see some of the different events and stuff they have to do, like the showcases, the combine. So you get to see some of that. So it's kind of, I want to say almost realistic based off a lot of the stuff they're showing. There's a lot of people in the movie too. A lot of NBA players, a lot of coaches. So this was supported by the NBA. Definitely not a bad watch. Probably something you watch once and then I don't think you go back to it, but definitely a good watch though.
Okay.
The way they made it seem, I was like, man, the Celtics could have used this guy, man.
Yeah, that's what I felt like people were saying that. I saw a couple clips where they put him in there.
Yeah, because he did get drafted. I think he was drafted on the Celtics. I think now he's on the Nuggets. And then Anthony Edwards was great in it, man. He played his part to the T. I feel like that's how the person that he plays in the movie is who he is in real life. Maybe not as harsh as the guy was in the movie, but we've all played against players like that trash talk like that.
I don't know. Watching that trailer today, I was pretty excited to catch the ending. I think it's going to be a heck of a battle between Hawkins and Vecna. It is kind of funny that it's the whole town versus this one, demon in the Upside Down. But Nancy looks pretty badass in some of the early pictures, and it'll just be kind of interesting to see how, because they obviously can't do it without 11, and how what the dynamic is between her and Vecna and how this thing finally comes to an end.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the main thing to see how it ends. Just to see if she's gonna sacrifice herself to close the Upside Down or kill one, and then just to see if any of the other star characters get finished off in this huge battle. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely looking forward to it. It kind of makes me want to just watch everything through. And once the final I don't know if it's 7 episodes coming out, just watch it straight through just to get the full experience of it.
I think it's just 2.
There's only 2 episodes?
I think so. I think they're 2 long episodes.
Oh man, I'm about to throw my phone at the TV, man.
Let's see. I do think it's only 2.
That's terrible, man.
Let's see. Maybe it's not. Let's see. Where is it? Season 4. Yeah, so it's 2 episodes, an hour and 20 minutes, and then 2 hours and 20 minutes for the last final episode.
Oh man, like I said, I might have to watch it straight through before I watch those. That's disappointing though, but I hope it's good though.
Yeah, you're still getting almost 4 hours of content, so.
Yep. I mean, we gotta have to wait and see.
Yep.
Hopefully, they don't give us no weird ending.
I don't think they will. This is ending one of 2 ways, Rich.
Either everybody dies or probably 3 ways. Either everybody survives, or some people die, some people survive, or they just leave us with a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah, but this is it for Stranger Things, I think, right? This is the series finale.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe they leave it open for like a spinoff where they get remember the stuff we talked about where they get a younger crowd like a few years later, and things start opening up again. And
man, I hope they don't do that.
I mean, they got to, man. They got to do something.
Let's just end it one way or the other.
We'll have to wait and see, man. Got about 2 weeks before they drop that.
Yeah, next Friday.
Yep, and then not too much else. I mean, there's just some other stuff coming out. Animal Kingdom is back. Came back about 2 days ago. Didn't check it out yet. I'm probably gonna wait to binge it. Then we got Westworld this Sunday on the 26th. Looking forward to seeing that. And then we got Terminal List. That's the Michael Pratt like action-packed show on Amazon Prime. Kind of like he's a spy. It kind of looked like a Born Supremacy type of deal. But they had a lot of people in it too, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then also in July, there's like the Challenge USA. I don't know if you watched the Challenge on MTV,
No.
but they're doing like a Universal one on like CBS or Paramount. And then they got a Resident Evil show coming in on July 14th on Netflix. And then another reality trash TV show is coming back called Love Island in July.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely give you something to watch for the summer. Because Love Island comes on like every day. So it'll be like, they'll come on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday. And then I think like one of the days is like a recap of the week. So pretty much you're getting like 5 to 6 new episodes every week. So, I mean, if you wait a week or two before you start watching it, then you can just binge it straight through. Then in August, I mean, they got Netflix announced The Sandman. Then we got The House of Dragon on August 21st, right before, towards the end of the summer, depending on how this weather is. And then there's also the Mike Tyson show, this limited series coming out August 25th. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well.
I did hear about that.
I hope they did it justice, man. Well, I kind of know the story, but I think it'll be good to see it. Like those limited series about like, I don't want to say documentaries, but of people's stories, like the OJ one. Who was the other guy? The designer guy.
Armani?
Yeah, the Armani one. That one was good. So, I mean, they've been doing a good job of those. I mean, if they do one of those jobs on this, it's going to be a great little limited series.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't got anything else.
Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.